What's up? It's Richie here with your Week 4 NFL preview. I'll jump right into it. The Thursday night game, Philadelphia Eagles against Green Bay. Philadelphia lost 27-24 to Detroit. Wentz was only 19 of 36, 259, 2 touchdowns. They had 373 total yards. They had 2 turnovers and they allowed a kick return touchdown. Their defense only allowed 287, but they lost. Whereas Green Bay beat Denver 27-16. Rodgers 235 and a touchdown. They only had 77 rushing yards. Their defense did have 6 sacks though, and Preston Smith had 3 sacks and they forced 3 turnovers. Green Bay's defense is really good. This could be a pretty close game though, but I'm edging Green Bay here. Jumping into the Sunday games, you got Tennessee at Atlanta. Tennessee lost 20-7 to Jacksonville. Mariota passed for 304, ran for 34. They only ran for 91 and 9 penalties as a team. They did only had the 1 turnover, but it led to a really short touchdown drive where Atlanta lost 27-24 to Indianapolis. They were down 23 at halftime and then kind of came back. Matt Ryan threw 3 touchdowns and a pick. Julio Jones 8 catches, 128 and a touchdown. They put up 397 yards, but they had 16 penalties in that game, and that's one reason why they lost. One of the many reasons. New England taking on the Bills. New England killed the Jets 30-14. Their defense still hasn't allowed any touchdowns this year. The 14 points were off of mistakes on their own. They gave up a fumble return touchdown and a pick 6. Brady, 306, 2 touchdowns. They only ran for 68 yards though, so they might want to get that going. You get Brady a little breather. Their defense had 5 sacks. They only had 105 total yards in the game. The Bills are a surprising 3-0. You know what? I wasn't sure about them, but they beat Cincy. I still don't think they're as good as the 3-0, but they're clearly an improved team. Josh Allen, I'm still not sold on. 243, touchdown and pick, ran for 46. They did run for 175 yards, though, as a team. They had 2 turnovers. Their defense only allowed 306 yards and 4 turnovers. A game of unbeaten, I'm clearly going Patriots here. I still don't think the Bills are that good, and the Patriots are. The Bills have to prove it to me. 3-0 against teams is not it yet. KC's taking a Detroit possible shootout. KC beat Baltimore 33-28, but they were up 22-6 at halftime. Mahomes, 374, 3 touchdowns, 503 total yards. Their defense had 3 sacks, but they did allow 452 total yards. Whereas Detroit beat Philadelphia 27-24. Stafford 201 and a touchdown. Marvin Jones 6 catches, 101 and a touchdown. Only 86 yards rushing. They did have a kick return touchdown in the game. They only allowed 287 total yards. Their defense had 3 sacks and 2 turnovers. Oakland lost. Oakland against Indianapolis. No, I think KC there. Oakland against Indianapolis. Oakland lost 34-14. I got this one wrong. Let's see. Oakland lost 34-14 to the Vikings. Carr, 242, 2 touchdowns a pick. Darren Waller, 13 catches, 134 yards, but they were pretty much demolished from the beginning. Whereas Indianapolis beat Atlanta 27-24. They were up 20-3 at halftime. Brissett had a really good game, 310 and 2 touchdowns. They went from there. I'm going to Indianapolis there. Los Angeles Chargers and Miami. Chargers lost 27-20 Houston, but Rivers did throw for 318 and 2 touchdowns. They were up 17-7 at halftime and then lost the game. Keenan Allen, 13 catches, 183, 2 touchdowns. They allowed 5 sacks, but they're playing Miami. Miami's terrible. They lost 31-6 to Dallas. Rosen, 18 of 39, 200 yards, only 72 rushing yards. They were outgained 476 to 283. And I think Chargers should kill them. Then you got Washington taking on the Giants. Washington Redskins lost 31-15 to Chicago. Keenum was 332, 2 touchdowns, but 3 turnovers and fumbled. They turned it over 5 times. Their defense did have 3 sacks, but they were down 20-3 at halftime. Whereas the Giants came back to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 32-31. They were down 28-10 at halftime. Daniel Jones, first career start, 336 passing, 2 touchdowns, ran for 28 more yards and 2 touchdowns. Evan Ingram, 6 catches, 113 and a touchdown. Sterling Shepard, 7 catches, 100 yards and a touchdown. 384 total yards. Their defense had 4 sacks, but they gave up 499 yards, and they gave up 5 sacks. And Washington did put 3 sacks on them. This should be kind of close. I'm kind of leaning Giants here, but we'll see. If Keenum doesn't turn over, he's shown he can put up some yards and some points. So we'll see with that one. Cleveland taking on Baltimore. Cleveland lost 20-13 to the Rams. Mayfield was a so-so, 18 of 36, 195 and a touchdown and a pick. Chubb did run for 96 yards. However, they only had 270 total yards. Their defense did force 3 turnovers, but gave up 345 yards. Whereas Baltimore lost 33-28 to Kansas City, but they were down 23-6 at halftime and had to come back. Lamar Jackson, 267 plus 46 rushing yards and a touchdown. Mark Ingram did run for 103 and 3 touchdowns. They did have 452 total yards, but their defense gave up 503. This could be pretty close, but I'm going to go Baltimore here. Carolina taking on Houston. Carolina beat Arizona 38-20. Kyle Allen got a start for injured Cam Newton and played awesome. 261 passing, 4 touchdown passes. Running back Christian McCaffrey ran for 153 and a touchdown and had 35 receiving yards. Their defense had 8 sacks in the game. Mario Addison had 3 of them. They gave up 248 and forced 2 turnovers. Whereas Houston beat the Chargers 27-20. They were down 17-7 at halftime and then won. Deshaun Watson, 351 passing, 3 touchdowns. They only ran for 39 yards though, so they might want to get that going here. Their defense did have 5 sacks. This actually, if Kyle Allen plays that well again, this should be a pretty close game. I'm leaning Houston here though. Alright, then you got Tampa Bay taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Tampa Bay, they lost to the Giants 32-31. They were up 28-10 at halftime. Winston, I can't blame it on him this time. The defense gave up a lot. The kicker missed some stuff. Winston, 383 touchdowns and a pick. They did run for 144 yards as a team. They put up 499 yards of offense. Mike Evans went off, 8 catches, 190 yards, and 3 touchdown receptions. The defense had 5 sacks. Shaquille Barrett went off again, 4 sacks by him. They forced 2 turnovers. However, kicker Matt Gay missed 2 extra points and he was 4 or 5 of field goals, but the field goal was the miss at the end and they lost by a point. They're taking on the Rams, who beat Cleveland 20-13. Goff was so-so, 269, 2 touchdowns, but threw 2 picks. Cooks had 8 catches, 112 yards. Cooper Kupp had 11 catches, 102, and 2 touchdowns, but they turned it over 3 times. Their defense had 3 sacks, and it gave up only 270. And the Bucs they have the potential to score or at least move the ball. So if the Rams turn it over again, and Shaquille Barrett can put some pressure on Goff, maybe the Bucs have a chance. They don't usually do well on the West Coast though, so I'm gonna go Rams there. Alright, Seattle taking on Arizona. Seattle lost 33-27 to New Orleans. They were down though 27-7 going into the 4th quarter, so a lot of it was catch-up mode. Wilson did pass for 406 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tyler Lockett, 11 catches, 154 and a touchdown. They outgained New Orleans 515 to 265, but they allowed New Orleans to a punt return touchdown and a fumble return touchdown. Whereas Arizona lost 30-20 to Carolina. Kyler Murray, he was 30 of 43, but for 173 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks, but did add 69 rushing yards. They only put up 248 though as total as a team. They turned it over twice and they allowed 8 sacks in that game. I'm gonna go Seattle with this one. You got Minnesota taking on Chicago. It should be a grinded out kind of old school game. Minnesota beat Oakland 34-14. Kirk Cousins was so-so, 174 and a touchdown, but he didn't need a whole lot where Dalvin Cook went off again. 3rd straight 100-yard game this year, 110 rushing and a touchdown. They ran for 211 as a team. Their defense had 4 sacks. Where Chicago's came off a nice win against Washington, 31-15. Mitchell Trubisky, 231, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Their defense had 4 sacks, 5 turnovers, and a pick 6 in that game. I'm not sure who to go with. I'm kind of leaning maybe Chicago here. All right, Jacksonville and Denver. Probably a low-scoring game here. Both defenses are good. Both offenses are mediocre. Jacksonville beat Tennessee 20-7. Gardner Minshew he's rookie with doing well in his first few games anyway. 204 passing, 2 touchdowns. The defense had 9 sacks. That many. 9 sacks. Calais Campbell had 3 of them. Denver lost 27-16 to Green Bay. Flacco only 213 passing and threw an interception. They did run for 149 yards though, so maybe they can get that going. But they turned it over 3 times. Like I said, this will be a defensive game. I'm kind of leaning Jacksonville here. Just they kind of surprised me a little bit, but this could be pretty low scoring, like 19-17, 19-16, something like that. All right, then the Sunday night game, Dallas and New Orleans. Dallas coming off a huge win against Miami, 31-6. Dak Prescott, 246, 2 touchdowns and a pick, and ran for 7 more yards and a touchdown. They had 200-yard rushers in the game. Elliott, 125, and rookie Tony Pollard out of Memphis, 103 and a touchdown. They had 476 total yards. Their defense had 3 sacks, only gave up 283. Whereas New Orleans actually had a surprising win against Seattle, 33-27, with Bridgewater starting because Drew Brees is out. They were up 27-7 going into the fourth quarter. Bridgewater passed for 177, 2 touchdowns. However, what helped them was they had a punt return touchdown and a fumble return touchdown. They did commit 11 penalties, though, and they can't count on the defense and special teams all scoring touchdowns. So if they do that again against Dallas, they'll lose. I'm kind of leaning Dallas anyway. Then you go to the Monday night game, Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Cincinnati lost 21-17 to the Bills. Andy Dalton, 249, 1 touchdown, but threw 2 picks. They only ran for 67 yards. They only had 306 yards of offense. They turned it over 4 times. Their defense forced 2 turnovers, but gave up 416 yards. Whereas Pittsburgh lost a close game to San Francisco, 24-20. Mason Rudolph got a start because Ben Roethlisberger's out. Rudolph showed well, and I think he'll do well for the rest of the year. He passed 174, 2 touchdowns and a pick. However, they only had 239 total yards. They did commit 2 turnovers. Their defense did force 5 turnovers, but gave up 436. I'm leaning Pittsburgh here. I think Rudolph is going to be good, and those are my previews. So check out all my college stuff. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, share, everything. Peace.